From BS and Beer Media, it's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it. Oh, he's still going all the way. He's going to score. He's got the ball.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Hey, everybody. Welcome into the Top of the Bleachers. I'm your host, Jason Big Guthrie, and I'm here with my best friend and buddy, Tuck Scarbrough, and we're hanging out talking about some sports and see what we can get into today. We got some NBA, we got some NFL, we got a little Auburn football, man. We got maybe even a little WNBA talk. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'm just glad to be able to get to visit with you, man, and hang out, and I really enjoy it. So appreciate it. How you doing today? You feeling better? Any better from your stuff you got going on?
Yeah. I went and saw the doc, and he scheduled me for some sort of CT scan or something. I don't know. It's the craziest thing in the world. As I get older, I start to fall apart. My brother and his wife decided to go on a vacation to St. Lucius. I don't know if that's correct how you pronounce it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little island right off of Venezuela. Just happens to be the path of this hurricane that's coming through. Luckily, it missed them by a couple of miles to the south of them. So I think pretty much they just got some wind and rain. They didn't get the full blunt of the hurricane, but it has delayed their trip home.
Wow. No wonder I hadn't heard from him.
Yeah. So he went on vacation, went right into a hurricane.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
So,
well, I hope he gets home safe.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they'd arrive tomorrow at midnight, I think is what the last text said. He's got me on a group text with like 15 people that I don't know.
Those are the best.
Yeah, I love those.
Well, I'm not in any hurricanes or monsoons or anything like that, but I feel like I'm in the jungle right now because I got home and the AC is out. So I've been thinking it's for basements because it's not cold, but it's not as hot as it is upstairs. So we're chilling down here in the basement, hanging out, trying to keep cool. So, but the guy's supposed to come today and fix it. So we'll see. Fingers crossed.
It's really funny because you left here and it was just hot as it could be. And then you got up there and your air conditioner was out. Today is one of the nicest days we've had. It's been like 85 with a breeze. It's like, what in the world is going on?
I know. I got back home and I was surprised how different the weather was from there. So anyway, we're good. We're going to be all right. We're making it. So, today though, man, we got, like I said, lots to talk about today. I was going to start with a little NBA stuff because there's so much news right now, especially with free agency opening up yesterday. They've got all these big moves going on, everybody wondering where Clay was going to go and where Paul George was going to go. And so all those have kind of happened. So we'll talk about that and a little bit of the NBA draft and maybe some takeaways of what you had on that. So I'll let you go first. What did you, as far as the NBA draft goes, what's some things that stood out to you? Was there something that you thought was, maybe I just kind of looked at the teams. I went by who I thought had a good draft and maybe talk about those a little bit. What's your recap on what you saw on the draft?
Well, I think Ron Holland going to the Pistons instead of his teammate, Matisse Bucelis. Both of them came from the G League, the Ignite. Everybody had Bucelis going to the Pistons. They thought he was, it was like a done deal. And then they step in and take his teammate, Ron Holland. Timberwolves trade up from 8 to the Spurs to get Rob Dillinger. I thought that was kind of weird. I thought the Spurs could use a Rob Dillingham. I said Dillingham. I thought that was kind of weird. I thought a shooter to go with Wemby would have been really a good thing.
Yeah.
And then I think the winner of the draft was the Memphis Grizzlies, to tell you the truth. They get
That's
Zach.
weird.
They get Zach Edey. They get 2 shooters in the second round, Jaden Wells and Cam Spencer. I think Memphis is looking good
Yeah,
out of the draft. What about you? Was there anything out of the draft that?
that's weird. The 3 same teams stood out to me. So I thought these teams had really good drafts. I thought San Antonio did great. They got Castle and Harrison Ingram from North Carolina in the second round. They still have Keldon Johnson, which is like a 15.5 rebound guy. They still got Wemby, and then they picked up Chris Paul in free agency.
Yeah.
So I think San Antonio's they have improved immensely. I'm not
Well,
saying they're going to be
just
contenders or anything, but they are definitely going to be better.
well, just with the pickup of a veteran like CP, I mean, you're gonna help your young guy out a lot. He's going to be able to teach him some things, and
Yep.
the pick and roll is going to be outstanding with him and Victor. Man, that's going to be because Victor's got the ability to just dunk over anybody off a
Yep.
lob, but he
Mhm.
can also step out and shoot the 3 if both of them decide to go with Chris Paul. So, I mean, just
Yep.
huge pickup there. But
Yeah.
if you're talking about free agency, I think the team to look at, man, is the 76ers. They pick up
Mhm.
Paul George. Maxey gets a max deal. They pick up Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond, Eric Gordon. It's
Yep.
crazy, man. If it wasn't for their big guy in the middle, I might take them.
Yeah, I know. That's my only concern is if MB can stay healthy. But you're right, dude. They went all in. They went all in on free agency. Got
They
Paul
went
George.
they went with a kind of win now attitude. Like it's got to be this
Well,
year. You make this many big moves, it's got to be this year.
well, can you blame him though? I mean, MB can't stay healthy. You need him to stay healthy 1 year. If you can make it 1 year, then he'll be doing. You guys can make it. They can make a run if he stays healthy for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely they had a good free agency so far. Yeah, definitely. And then the other team that stood out to me was Minnesota as well. What you mentioned, they got Dillingham, and then they got Shannon Jr. Dude, that's all world players right there to go along with what they already got. Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, and they got Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert. I mean, Minnesota just, I know they're not going to, those 2 guys aren't going to probably start or anything like that, but coming off the bench, and we'll see in Summer League too, probably what they're going to look like more in the NBA, especially Rob, because he's so small. But I think Minnesota had a really good draft. And then again, Memphis, like you said too, Zach Edey, like we called that, by the way, on our show, which is great. And then Jalen Wells was a big time. Like, was he going to stay in the draft? Was he going to go back to college? Because all these college schools were drooling over this dude. Like, please come back to college. So that's a good pickup. And then Cam Spencer, man, UConn's point guard from that championship run. So I think Memphis looks a lot better to go with Ja, and Marcus Smart. And if they can get Luke Kennard, I'm not sure they're going to re-sign him. The rumors are that they want to, but I don't know if they'll be able to or not. I don't know their cap space number right now, but I like the way Memphis is going. And then all the stuff with free agency stuff that's happened over the last 24 hours or whatever. I don't know if you saw some of these, but Derrick Jones Jr. went from the Mavs to the Clippers.
Yeah, I did see that.
Mason Plumlee went from the Clippers to the Phoenix, which is he's probably a backup center or whatever.
I did see Harkenstein, Wiggins, and Joe all either re-signed or signed with OKC. And what about your Orlando Magic going out and getting them a shooter and Caldwell Pope?
I know. I saw too the reliability on him. Like he's played over 70 games the last 3 years or something like that. Shot over 40% from 3. Locked down to he's second. Almost. I don't think he made second team, but he was in consideration for second team defense, which is Orlando's MO
Achilles
right
heel.
now.
Yeah.
No, that's their MO right now.
Oh, they're a defensive team.
Yeah, they're totally all defense. So that's why they didn't have any shooters.
And then you told me
this still leaves them 30 million. This still leaves them 30 million. So they're not done.
Orlando?
Yeah, they're not done. They've still got 30 million to go. They can spend. So hopefully they'll pick up somebody else.
And you told me a while ago that breaking news, old Klay Thompson decided that he was going to become a Dallas Maverick. I wonder how Coach Lee feels about that right there.
I bet old Coach Lee's upside down by himself right now. Yeah, he even took less. I heard he took, rumor is he took less money to go to the Mavs instead of the Lakers. And supposedly LeBron was recruiting him hard, you know what I mean? But yeah, he's going to go to the Mavs and play with Kyrie and Luka. What do you think about that? As you're a fan too.
I love the Mavs. I love Luka. I think I don't like losing Jones Jr. to the Clips. He played really well during the season. He didn't have that great of a playoff run, but he definitely, that was a loss. But then when you move in Klay Thompson, I think maybe if Klay can have a pre-Achilles tendon kind of year, if he could have a bounce back year, and who knows, lots of times players go to a new place and that's exactly what they need. It's like a breath of fresh air. Maybe Klay bounces back and it's more of an upgrade than a loss, losing Jones Jr.
Yeah,
but
it should be.
I tell you what, man, I'm actually kind of getting a little bit excited about next year, and it's a ways off. What are they? They don't kick.
Yeah.
NBA just had their championship, so they don't kick off for what? At least a month, right? They get like a month off, something like that.
Yeah, like 12 days.
12 days, something like that.
No, I don't know when the season starts. I know usually around October, somewhere in there. We can look that up if you want to, but it's just exciting with all the summer league stuff fixing to happen too.
Yeah.
I think July 12th, I think is when that kicks off. So that'll be fun to keep up with too. We see all these rookies and guys trying to make the team, make their teams. It's very interesting. So yeah, a lot of stuff there. I don't see any breaking news right now. The AC guy's on his way, so that's good. So did you have anything else about the NBA? I mean, there's still going to be free agency just started, so we're just going to be more.
Unless you want to go on your little LeBron rant that you were going on before the show. I mean,
well, LeBron, he came out and he said he would he'd take a pay cut if he'd get the one of these three guys, and I can't remember the three now. One of them was Felicis from the guy who went to went to Washington. Clay was one of them. And I forget the other one, but all three of them signed somewhere else. So what's he going to do? Is he still going to be all good-hearted and help his team? Or is he going to be like, no, I want that max deal? You know what I mean? He's going to want that max deal, man.
How crazy would it be if he got Bronny signed to the Lakers and then he turns around and leaves and goes somewhere else?
I thought that too. That would be crazy.
Like,
I don't think he'll do that either.
He I did my part. I got you in the league, kid. Now it's up to you.
Surely he won't do that, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the free agency. We've got still some pretty big names left. Some guys I'd like to see Orlando try to go after, like maybe a Buddy Hield or
Buddy didn't get much playing time with the 76ers. When he did get in, he seemed to do pretty well, but he just could not get the playing time with the 76ers that he needed.
Yeah.
He's from Oklahoma, isn't he? Wasn't Buddy Hield from Oklahoma?
Yeah, he's an OU guy, yep. You still got DeMar DeRozan as well, still out there. Of course, LeBron. I tell you what, the center position, there ain't much, bro. There is not much. Bataze from Orlando, which is like really a backup to a backup center. Mo Wagner's out there, but Orlando's going to try and re-sign him. He'll be their backup center. There's just not a lot out there as far as centers go, but
it's kind of an outdated position, or it's starting to become an outdated position, because even if you're 7 foot, they expect you to step out and shoot the 3-pointer or whatever. Mm-hmm. So the big man's kind of the center position, like a Zach Edey or a Shaquille O'Neal. And I am not putting those two in the same category, by the way. Okay. Zach Edey's got a long way to go. I'm just saying, like, these guys are definitely centers.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah. If you're not
you
gonna be
know,
able to shoot the three, you got to protect the rim. That's the thing. If you're not gonna make threes, you better be blocking shots. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that is true.
So, well, anyway, we'll see what happens in the rest of free agency and and then the summer league and stuff. That'd be great. So anyway, on the next segment, man, I wanted to talk. We said we wanted to talk about the WNBA a little bit and give our starting five out of the current player list. If you were to have an all-star team right now or whatever, who would your starting five be? And this was kind of interesting. A lot of these names I knew already and stuff just from watching some of the games and plus watching them in college. Some of these ladies have been around for a long time. But anyway, who's your starting five? Or you just want to do it by position? Because I did one center, two forwards, and two guards.
I did too.
Okay, well, all right. We'll start with center. Who's your center? I don't know if this is debatable or not.
I went with Asia Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Asia Wilson, 27 points, 11 rebounds, gets you 2 steals a ball game. The woman is a bucket machine. She hits her free throws. There is nothing bad that you can say about Asia Wilson's game. Shot blocker, rim protector, knows how to play defense. I'll take Asia Wilson over some of the NBA guys, to tell you the
truth. Yeah, from the University of South Carolina, which they've had a great program, for many years now. But yeah, like you said, 27 points a game, 11 rebounds. She's all over the news, all over Sports Center, whatever. Whenever they talk about the WNBA, she's got some kind of highlights that they're showing. I mean, she's unbelievable. She's having an unbelievable year. So that was my center as well. So, all right, how about forward?
Okay, one of my forwards is Satu Sabuli. Now, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I've got 2 ladies on my route or on my list that I have no idea if I'm pronouncing their names right. So I apologize to you ladies if you happen to be watching this. But she 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and she'll get you about 2 steals a ball game. Good sized, can step down and post up if she needs to, but can also hit that little 12-footer. So good forward right here.
Nice. I don't know much about her, but that's pretty cool. One of my forwards is a well-known one. She's from the University of UConn. Brianna Stewart. I don't know if you remember her, but she was awesome in college, and she's just been tearing it up in the WNBA as well. Almost 20 points a game, almost 9 rebounds a game, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1.5 blocks. I mean, she's a stat sheet stuffer. You know what I mean? She's everywhere. She definitely impacts the game everywhere she's at. So, and I love watching her play too. She reminds me of you remember Carrie Satterfield?
I do remember Carrie Satterfield.
She reminds me of her. I know nobody's gonna know who that is probably, but former Arkansas Razorback actually.
Former Mountain Home Bomber.
Former Mountain Home Bomber. She reminds me of her, the way they move and play and stuff. I really like her. So that was my one forward. Who's your other forward?
My other forward is Brianna Stewart.
Okay.
20 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. She does it all. She's missed clutch too. She's hit a whole bunch of like game winners. I got to watching highlight films of all 5 of my girls, and Brianna got a few game winners too. So
nice.
So give her props there. Who's your other forward?
I'm probably going to catch some heat on this, but I don't care. I'm going with the for Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, double queen, go Tigers. That's what Dale says, which makes me sick to my stomach.
I know. Yeah, Dale's gonna put it up here. He's gonna be representing. He'll like that. But I had to, man. Like you said, double, 13.5 points a game, 11 rebounds. I mean, and she had that streak of so many games in a row with double doubles. I mean, she's playing unbelievable. Even though I don't really care much for her attitude, that's all right.
Well, I think lots of times she's the bad guy. Like the media has made her out to be the bad guy. Caitlin Clark is the good girl, and Brianna Stewart or Angel Reese is the bad guy. And it's I don't really see it when I see them play ball. I see two ladies that know how to play basketball. That's what I see. I don't even really see the rivalry that they're trying to build up, because I've seen them help each other off the floor. I've seen them pat each other on the butt. I think this is more of a media, a media clickbait kind of thing, if you ask me.
I don't know about that. I don't think she likes Caitlin. I don't think none of them do, man. I don't know. Too crazy, but anyway, that was my other forward, Angel Reese, double machine. She deserves to be on the list. She's on the team. So we got two guards left.
Two guards.
Actually, I watched them play against each other yesterday.
Yeah. I knew you were going to pick one of these girls. Did you pick both of them?
I picked both of them. I sure did. First one, Diana Taurasi. How can you leave her off of anything? Miss All World. It's been around forever. I remember watching her in college. She is just unbelievable. Still getting it done. 16.5 points a game, almost 5 rebounds, 2 assists. She's probably not going to be the biggest stat or whatever, but I think she's invaluable to have on your team as far as a leader, scorer, veteran. Give me Diana Taurasi every day. Who's your other guard?
My other guard, or my first guard is Jewel Lloyd. 20 points, 5.5 rebounds. She'll get you a steal a ball game. Just a ball handler, a driver, and a kicker. Can hit the open shot. Good guard to have.
Nice. I saw her on there, and I know she had the 20 points a game, which is really good.
20 points a game, man. I mean, I got one lady on my list that is under 20 points, and she's got 19 a game. Okay.
Yeah.
And all these, I will admit that all these ladies are all-stars. All of them. They will play in the all-star game. They will not play on the same teams, by the way. I looked that up. But and I got who's your last guard?
Hang on, take on and ask who our center was. We both had Asia Wilson. She is unbelievable. Like, that's probably the only lock for sure on this team, to be honest with you. She's unbelievable, having an unbelievable year. And so definitely her. My other guard is, everybody's going to probably catch me on this one too, but Caitlin Clark, dude, she's filling it up. 16 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 block. The only knock on her, man, is she leads the league in turnovers. 5.6 turnovers a game, which is way high.
Yeah, but are you talking about Caitlin Clark?
I am. I know. I even said something negative about her. I know.
But I don't think you're allowed to say anything negative about Caitlin Clark.
Well, she made my list. I just think her passing ability, the way she affects the game, I just really like her. I know there's probably going to catch some heat on that from some of the other guards in the WNBA, but I put 2 rookies on here, Caitlin and Angel. I mean, sue me. You know what I mean? They're good. So I'll take them on my team.
Neither one of them made my list because they are rookies, and there are several people that they've earned it.
Yeah.
They've earned it. Now, I'm not saying that Caitlin and Angel won't earn it. That's not what I'm saying. They will earn it, but not their first year in the league. Sorry.
Yeah.
My other guard is, and I'm going to butcher this name, so please, all right. But Ariki Ogunbali. I'm sure I didn't even come close. 24 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Another driver, slasher, not scared to take it to the bucket, good at kicking it out and making the right read. So there you go. There are my 5. Now I have 2 honorable mentions.
Okay. All right.
One of them is Caitlin Clark, and the reason why Caitlin Clark makes the honorable mention list is because 16 points doesn't do it. Okay. And your turnovers, don't do it. But seven assists a ball game, you're averaging 7 assists a ball game. That's good. That's good team play right there. You're making the people around you better. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I believe her teammate also makes the honorable mention, Leah Boston.
Boston. Yep.
You know, she only 13 points a game, but if you've watched her play, she's a hustler. She reminds me of comparable to Horace Grant. She kind of does all the dirty work on the floor. She kind of
right?
she kind of the glue that holds the team together. So those were my 2 honorable mentions right there.
All right. Nice. I didn't have any honorable mentions, but I'm confident in my 5. I think we can win some games. A lot of games. So
well, your 5 against my 5 is going to be interesting because we both got the same center and
our front court. Yeah. I don't know. That was a fun exercise anyway, and helped me learn a little bit more about the WNBA, which I need to. So good stuff. All right, so let's take a break for just a minute, and then we'll be right back. I got a funny commercial for you.
Okay.
And let's see if you like this one.
This is Sheriff Cooter Wilmot of the Boudreaux Parish Sheriff Gas Station Beer, Bait, Barbecue, Barbershop, Laundromat Department. Remember our motto in Boudreaux Parish: we will find you and we will tase you.
This is an emergency message. Stop what you're doing and hit the like button. Also comment and subscribe. Thank you. We now return you to your program.
All right, man. Next thing to talk about, we decided that we wanted to break down the Arkansas Razorback football team opponents. And we've got so many weeks until the season starts, so we're going to do one opponent each week.
Just the SEC opponents, not the non-conference.
Not the non-conference, just the SEC opponent for that week. And so week 4, the first SEC game is against Auburn. So we dug into some Auburn this week to see what they've got, what they're looking like, what we kind of predict what they're going to do this year. And so what do you think? What was your take on the Auburn Tiger football team?
Auburn Tigers, man. Well, they got Hugh Freeze returning as their head football coach for year 2. Year 1 did not go well. Okay. Not just for the Auburn football team, but for their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator, which both got let go after year 1. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's not good.
That was not good. Hugh Freeze has decided that he's going to take over some of the play calling. And he named an offensive coordinator, but I guess he's going to be like a co-offensive coordinator or something like that, because Hugh has pretty much said that he is called Derek Nix. It'll be his first season, but he also coached with Hugh Freeze at Ole Miss.
Okay.
So they're kind of going to do the OC together, I guess is what they're going to do. They brought in a new DC, Derek Johnson. It's his first season. And then a co-DC, Charles Kelly. So I guess he just decided that one guy at each position wasn't going to work, so he's going to bring in 2. Last year, they went 6-7 overall. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, not a good year.
They went 3-5 in the SEC. So Philip Montgomery was their OC last year, and he's gone. He gone.
Yeah, they had a bad year.
And then Ron Roberts was his first year as the DC. He gone. And they had 13 kids transfer. And
they had about that many come back, I think.
Yeah, just about that many. I think that's pretty much how it works. You lose some, you get.
Yeah.
They're bringing back their quarterback from last year, Peyton Thorne. He's a 6-year senior. Before he transferred in last year from Michigan State.
Okay.
But they also did this crazy thing last year. They had another QB that they really liked. And so every once in a while, the offensive coordinator would bring in this other quarterback and let him run a couple of plays or a series or something like that. And Peyton was put in a bad situation lots of times. Like the other guy would come out and he'd go, 2-yard loss and then a 3-yard gain. And then they bring Peyton in for 3rd down and 8. It's like, well, everybody knows that he's going to throw the ball. You're kind of putting the kid in a bad situation.
Yeah.
And I guess it was that and a few other things during the year. They decided that the OC needed to hit the road.
Yeah. They had a rough year offensively. I saw that. Yeah. And Peyton, I saw him coming back to 6'2", 200, only had 1,700 yards, 16 touchdowns. And I didn't see much of a backup. If this guy gets hurt, they don't really have any kind of experience coming off the bench. And he's going to have to prove himself too. I mean, 1,700 yards, that's not very much for
they got one quarterback named Holton Gurine. He's a sophomore, but their other backup quarterback, Walker White, is a freshman. And he's from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not nice, but
yeah.
Nice.
Where they really improved this year is their wide receiver core and their offensive line. Their wide receiver core, they've gotten in some really great transfers. They got Caleb Burton III, sophomore transfer from Ohio State. They picked up a 4 or 5 star recruit or freshman, Cam Coleman, and apparently he's making the veterans at practice look like freshmen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they picked up this Keandre Lambert Smith. He's a senior, and he was a transfer from Penn State. So they kind of they have 3 or 4 freshmen that have come in as true freshmen. But they have some senior and some juniors at the wide receiver spot. So I think they improved in that spot quite a bit.
Yeah, that's what I saw too, especially Cam Coleman. Like you said, the freshman recruit, 6'3", 188.
The kid, I watched of him. The kid was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot about him too. So we'll see if Peyton can get him the ball. I mean, that's going to be the question because the O-line, they didn't change much. From what I saw, it looked like basically the same group as last year, which means they got more experience, but they weren't that good last year. So they got a lot to prove and see if they can make a comeback this year. The running back too, Jarquez Hunter, 5'10", 209. He ran for 900 yards, which is not bad. And they said that they think he can break 1,000 this year, based on the new O-line, not the new O-line, the new OC, and what they got coming in for the wide receiver stuff will help stretch the field, which will open up some running lanes. They think that he'll get more yards this year. So that's, as far as the offense, that's what I saw.
Well, last year the offensive coordinator was running more of a veer and shoot offense, and this year with Hugh Freeze is known as a spread guy. He likes to spread it out, so that always helps your running back out a lot. I've always thought the power eye and everything is, great football down inside the 5-yard line, but if you're actually wanting to move the ball with your running back, spread them out a little bit, make them chase him in space, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
One of the offensive linemen that I want to bring your attention was this guy. They got a freshman named John Henry Flatt, okay, which is a great name. Great. John Henry Flatt is this guy's name. True freshman, 6'6", 311 pounds, okay?
Wow.
I would not be surprised by the end of the year if he's not starting on the offensive line. This kid is a beast, and they need help on their offensive line. They brought in some transfers. Dude, you start looking, they're too deep. They're too deep easy on their offensive line. I mean, we're talking they out of their roster, they have probably 15 offensive linemen. All right. They are not going to run out of offensive linemen,
Wow.
which I love. You know me, I'm an O-line guy. I don't think they get the respect they should.
Right.
As far as running backs go, they got Brian Batiste, a senior. They got this Alston kid, Jeremiah Cobb, Cole Gamble. I mean, they got some freshmen.
Yep.
They got a couple of seniors. They got a junior transfer, Justin Jones from UAB.
Yep.
I think that their problem is probably going to be on the defensive side of the ball. And I think Auburn fans are in for a shock this year because they're not used to the defensive side of the ball being the weak link.
Yeah. Well, the offense got to prove some stuff too. But yeah, the D line, I just kind of dove down deep into the defense a little bit. The D line, I mean, there's lots of potential there, but nothing's proven yet. This is a recurring thing with this team is they have a lot to prove, for sure. They got Kedrick Falk and Jalen McLeod on the ends. Both are really talented. McLeod had like over 10 tackles for loss last year. And then they got DeMarcus Riddick transferred in from Alabama to play linebacker. So that's going to help them out. And just overall, I think the strengths are going to be running back, wide receiver, and linebacker. That's going to be their three strengths. The concerns are going to be the secondary. They're saying there's lots of lack of experience on the whole defense in general. But like you said, the defense is the one that's in question, and people are questioning that more than the offense, which is kind of weird because I question the offense a lot too, to be honest. I went through their record and looked at each team that they're going to play and stuff, and I can give you a prediction on what I think their record's going to be.
Well, I think the reason that Auburn fans are more worried about the defensive side than the offensive side is because they think they've made the fix by getting rid of the OC and putting Hugh in charge of calling the plays. They think that's just one of the things that really amazed me when I watched like 3 or 4 different dive deep into Auburn football podcast or whatever. One of the things that I found interesting was their attitude towards Hugh Freeze is he's pretty much, the guy that's going to lead them back to glory or whatever. And I don't know if I feel that way about Hugh Freeze or not. I don't wish him any bad thing to happen or anything like that. But right. I mean, he's done a good job everywhere he's been, but he doesn't stay in one place very long. I mean, he's kind of got a history of, 3 or 4 years and then he's out or whatever. So
yeah. Well, if this was a home game from Arkansas, I would probably pick them.
Okay, let me tell you something. Hogs get no respect from the Auburn fans, okay?
For sure.
Every time I watch the prediction, Hogs were automatically marked as a win, okay? I mean, well, we're at least going to beat Arkansas.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Everybody thinks that.
So they start off with 5 home games. They get to play 5 home games in a row, okay?
Auburn?
They play Alabama A&M.
Yep.
They play Cal. They play New Mexico. Then they play the Razorbacks. And then they play OU. Okay? 5 games in a row at home. Possibly, you could be 5-0 right there.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know, but yeah, I'll go with that.
You could be. All right. Just because you're playing at home. All right. Now I predict 3-2. Okay. Out of those 5 ball games, I predict 3-2. Now you could be 5-0, but I predict 3-2. You got to play at Georgia. That's a loss. Okay. You got to play Missouri, which you could probably get a win against Missouri, depending on, I haven't previewed their football team yet. I'm sure I'll have to at some point. You got to play at Lexington. Okay. That's going to be a tough ball game. That is going to be a tough ball game. I'm going to mark that down as a loss. You can beat Vandy. You can beat ULM. Texas A&M, it's their first year with a new coach. What's his name got thrown to the curb?
Yeah. For A&M, Jimbo.
Jimbo got thrown to the curb. I knew it was some sort of redneck name. I just could not think of it. So you could win. You could win against Texas A&M. They're putting together a new team and a new coach and all that. You could beat them, and then you got to play at Alabama. That's a loss. Okay. I'm saying 7-5 is attainable. Okay. I'm saying 5-7 is probable.
Okay. Well, I'll meet you in the middle because I had them for 6-6.
6-6, and they get a bowl game. Now you got to remember they got a bowl game last year, and they got smoked by Maryland in the bowl game.
There's it just depends on how they play. You know what I mean? Like you said, starting off, I don't think they can beat Oklahoma. I'm not sure they're going to be able to beat Arkansas. To be honest with you, I don't. They're going to have to prove some stuff, just like Arkansas's got stuff to prove too. But
from what I take from what I've what I've watched and read and everything, most people think that this is Sam's last year. Like he's gonna go in, he's gonna lay another egg, and then he's out of here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm optimistic, kind of like Auburn fans with Hugh Freeze. I'm optimistic with Sam Pittman. I want him to do well. I don't think he's the answer, but he brought back Bobby P. And as far as I know, Bobby P hasn't exposed himself to anybody up on the hill yet. So things are going good.
I don't know why they hate on Sam so hard, and I get it. Like we want to win, we want a good coach. I get all that stuff, but I don't like bad mouthing the coach that we have right now. Like at least wait till he gets fired before you be like, oh yeah, he sucked. You don't have to start saying that stuff now.
Well, I mean, I know they're going to do that. I'm not going to say it preseason, but we end up losing, first 3 ball games, and I'm going to be one of the ones saying, okay, it's probably time that Sam hits the road.
Oh yeah, of course. This year for them too is a big proving year.
Proving year.
I don't want to dig into Arkansas football today, but because that's a whole show there. But
that'll be the last show after we get done with everybody else.
Yeah. So anyway, Auburn football, like I said, 6-6. That's my guess. We'll see how that goes. They got a lot to prove. They could do better than that.
Well, I think from everything that I've read and watched and everything, it kind of looks like Auburn is looking towards 25-26. They're not like they want to do well this year, but they're not expecting like national championship or huge. They want to go to a bowl. They want to go 7-5. They want to go 8-4, and they're building for 25-26. And from the freshmen that Freeze is bringing in, man, they're going to be stout if they can keep the kids that are coming in. If they can keep them on campus and keep them in their program, But you never know now with this transfer portal how many of them are going to stick around and how many are going to leave you high and dry.
Yeah, it's free agency every year, so it's just part of the game now, part of college. That's just in every sport now. All right, well, I don't have anything else on Auburn, so we can dive right into the NFL. So lots of trades and player movement and stuff over the last few months. And then I just kind of went through and looked at some of the bigger names that I thought, man, those are going to have impactful moves. So overall, though, the NFL, I mean, I'm excited for next year. I think there's been a lot of movement around, and there's going to be some different teams that are going to be better than they were, and some teams are not going to be as good. I think overall it's going to be pretty competitive. I don't know about Carolina again, but most of these teams have improved, I think. Feels like anyway. Some of them way more than others, but did you see any trades that stuck out to you that we can start with?
Go
you want me
for
to
it.
start in there? So the
Just
first
dive
one,
in, and I'll give you my take on it.
well, first one was New England re-signed Ramondre Stevenson to a 4-year deal, which was
They're running back.
is their running back, yeah, and he's good. He's from Tulane. I actually had him on my fantasy team. I drafted him out of college actually, and he was really good. I ended up trading him, but he's good. He's pretty good, and he's had some. No, he's not a 100-yard carrier every game, but he's had some 100-yard games and did really well. And then, and I don't know how New England is going to be. They're switching over from Belichick. They got Mayo, the new coach. The new year, they're in the same division as the Bills and the Dolphins, which is not going to be good for them probably.
So
And the Jets.
Mayo used to play linebacker for him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they're going the Vrabel way. They're going to take a defensive guy and turn him into a head coach.
Same as Houston. DeMeco Ryans, same thing. Yeah. They do a lot, offensive guy or defensive guy. But yeah, we'll see how New England does. They're going to be tough. That division, Jets, Miami, and Buffalo. I can't see them beating any one of those teams. So it's going to be a hard year for New England, I think.
Who's quarterbacking for Patriots this year? Is it Mac Jones again?
No. I forget. I forgot who it was. Did you see any other trades that you?
I have. To be honest with you, man, I have not been paying attention to the NFL.
What about? You don't have any thoughts on Saquon going to
the Eagles?
Yeah, the Eagles.
I got some thoughts on it. I thought, man, that's going to suck for the Cowboys when the Cowboys have to play.
Oh yeah. So New England's got Jacoby Brissett on the bench, but they drafted Drake May.
Oh yeah, the kid from North Carolina.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so
man. That's gonna be their quarterback, or I assume he's gonna start right away, probably.
I imagine the kid was pretty good in college.
I don't know. Jacoby's good, man. He's been a good backup. He's been he can hold it down for a little bit.
Some guys are just better coming off the bench.
I saw the Dolphins picked up Calais Campbell, which he's an older player now, but always been productive. The Jaguars re-signed Trevor Lawrence to a 5-year deal. I saw his stats and stuff from last year weren't that great, and I'm kind of surprised that I don't know if they had to re-sign him or not, but I'm surprised they didn't maybe make a move there because he hasn't really been that productive. He's been good. It's just mid-tier. You know what I mean?
Last year, I believe they had troubles with their offensive line, and he was under a lot more pressures than he was the year before that.
Probably so. And I think he got injured. He had an ankle injury or something.
Yeah.
I kind of remember that probably affected him some too. But then anyway, and then the 49ers re-signed McCaffrey to 2 years.
Yay.
Like they needed him. I don't know, though. Can they make another Super Bowl run?
Yeah.
They can. They got the talent to do it. And I'll tell you who really made some good moves was Tennessee, man. They signed Tyler Boyd from Cincinnati, and they picked up who was the other? They picked up another receiver.
They still got Burks.
Calvin Ridley.
Oh, really?
They
picked up Calvin.
Ridley.
And they got Burks.
So and DeAndre Hopkins.
What?
So they got Hopkins, Boyd, and Ridley. That's pretty good.
So
that's not bad.
Is Treylon Burks not there anymore?
I think he's there. He just
I know he got hurt last year, but he was
he's still there at Tennessee. He's not having that great years, you know what I mean? He's been injured a lot too. Yeah. He only played 11 games last year, 16 catches. He's just not doing anything, man. So 49ers, Tennessee looks good. And then the Saquon, the Barkley stuff going to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be good, man.
What about Baltimore picking up Derrick Henry, man?
Yeah, that one too. They're going to be good too. I saw some stuff about them because they actually lost Patrick Queen though. He went to the Steelers. That was probably that's a decent loss.
There you go. Steelers picked up 2 decent quarterbacks. They got Russell Wilson, and they also signed somebody else.
Yeah, the kid from Chicago.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, yeah. I wouldn't say good. I'd say mediocre on both of them, to be honest. Justin looks like I saw some practice stuff of him. He just looks like he's having any confidence anymore. He's just, I don't know. Chicago ruined him, man. I got a buddy who's a big Chicago fan. He said the same thing. He said that they run that kid. So feel bad for him. We'll see how he bounces back. And then another big one was the 2 biggest ones I saw, or the 2 that I thought were really big. Well, a couple. Kirk Cousins with the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a big deal or not because they drafted Pettit, so I don't know how long he's going to be there, even though they paid him $bazillion. Marquise Brown to the Chiefs. Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
As if Patrick Mahomes needed someone that he could not outthrow. You know what I mean? That dude's fast, super fast. And then Josh Jacobs, the running back from Vegas, he went to the Packers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that was some of the bigger trades and movements that I saw just looking down at the trade stuff, And then, of course, I think Mixon's going to have a big year. I think Jalen Hurts is going to have another big year. We'll see. I think Saquon is going to help him a lot, too, by being able to run the ball a little bit better. I think it's going to be a tough Dallas and Philadelphia going to be fighting it out, man.
Well, what about all the moves that Dallas made? You're not going to talk about those, man?
You mean the no moves? And let's not.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys. They didn't make any moves. That would be silly.
I know they're still trying to sign. I did see CD said he's not coming to practice until he gets paid. So we knew that was probably going to happen. Anyway, hang on a minute. Let's see here. I don't have any other breaking news. I'm looking. Let's check the free agency thing right now. Let's see. That's about it, I guess. No new free agent news right now. So, before we jump out, though, again, we want to say if you're struggling with your mental health or need someone to talk to, there's a national hotline you can call, 988. Please give it a call. Don't do life alone. Find someone to talk to. Get some help. Life's tough sometimes, but you can make it through it. Just have some faith that you can do that. And if you need someone to talk to, like I said, 988, the national hotline.
Suicide affects everybody. So it's a good number to keep in your data bank, 988. If you don't use it, maybe you could pass it on to somebody who could use it. Absolutely.
Anyway, I don't have anything else. We'll be back next Monday at 4 live. You can follow us on Twitter at the Bleachers Pod, and
please share and like and whatever
subscribe.
Else, subscribe and all that stuff you're supposed to do.
Yeah, appreciate the anybody that's watching or listening, and we'll talk to you next time. So peace out.
Peace.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.